This FWT Live broadcast of the 2013 Formula Kart Productions Florida Winter Tour is presented exclusively by Ocala Grand Prix. Check them out online at ocalagrandprix.com. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our apologies as the rain delays have caused a very short lunch break for our presentation, and we're going to our first final of the day. That's our DD2. And they are racing. We're racing here, and we only have a couple of cameras working at the moment as the weather here in Ocala has been really very interesting. As we've had substantial winds all day. I mean, very hard winds. Those have now subsided, but a torrential downpour has replaced it. So at the moment, we're working to get cameras that were taken out by the wind up and running, and I'll do my best to bring you the race call from the view here in the broadcast booth. I'd like to once again thank Carl Rickert, my producer Michael Scott Wright, and of course, probably more than anyone, our cameraman Justin Lee for soldiering through some very difficult conditions here in Ocala. And first laps in the books. It looks like everybody made it around, but we have a big separation in the field already, as in these very difficult conditions. We've got one driver off. I'm trying to see who that is. I know several drivers did not take the start here. The world champion, Cristiano Morgado, who was locked up, so to speak, the Florida Winter Tour Championship yesterday. And back across the stripe once again. We'll get our timing and scoring up and running here. And it is really coming down now. Right now, my timing and scoring screen showing the Swiss driver, Kevin Ludi, the number 443, leading this race with the Californian Fritz Leisman in second. Fritz is the two-time and reigning Challenge of the Americas DD2 champion. The left coaster, Fritz Leisman, in the 461, shown as second. Now, here we go. Scott Speed, the United States driver, former Formula One Red Bull, Toro Rosso, I should say, driver, and currently in NASCAR on and off, in the third spot, and I'll see that that is still correct. So, Alessandro Bizzotto, the 425, has been passed by Marco DeLeo, so DeLeo up into the fourth spot now. Cassandra Rua, after a problem in the pre-final, now back up to the fifth spot. Bizzotto sixth, and Colin Daly Jr. rounding out the top seven. Again, I'd like to congratulate Alan Rudolph, the 2013 recipient of the Dan Weldon Memorial Florida Winter Tour Karting Ambassador Award, and I think everyone will agree, a deserving recipient with a very impressive racing resume, a huge amount of involvement on the business and the sporting side in the sport, and then a strong commitment on a personal level to advancement of the sport. And Alan Rudolph, congratulations, our recipient, 2013 Dan Weldon Award. Thank you to all of you who braved the conditions to join us in the beautiful Ocala Grand Prix showroom. And thanks again, of course, to our host from Ocala Grand Prix for providing the facilities to get that done. Ludi's still leading quite substantially, 2.6 seconds last time by the stripe for the Swiss DD2 specialist racing on the Spirit-powered Rotax. Ludi making his way back up to the carousel, showcase turn, however you wish to define it. If you haven't seen it, you can see the review story from yesterday's racing at the Florida Winter Tour website. That's at floridawintertour.com. A very nice article by Ken Johnson, our media coordinator, as well as with photographs, and those are expandable photographs. That's one thing I pride ourselves on here at the Winter Tour is our review stories include photos that you can blow up and see really good detail of some of the excellent photography from Studio 52's Ken Johnson, our media coordinator. So a quite processional DD2 final in these trying conditions, not surprising given what the drivers have been through over the last several hours here. I mean, at one point we were under a tornado watch, and that's not unusual for Florida, but quite unusual for this time of year. Thank goodness, at least for the moment, the majority of those high winds have disappeared, and we're back to a slight drizzle and rain now. If you're watching online, it actually looks like it's not raining much at all, but there is a pretty steady drizzle coming down here at the Ocala Grand Prix facility. The beautiful, I might add, and well-draining Ocala Grand Prix facility. I'm going to take a minute and look at the weather radar, see where we are in all of this as the rain starts to come down a little harder again. Again, I want to really give credit to the production staff here at FWT Live, as they have really been busting it this morning and this afternoon to try to keep things running in these very difficult conditions. Hopefully we'll have our live camera back up sometime in the near future, and we'll be able to bring you even better coverage. For now, you'll just have to trust me. Forecast showing right now 79 degrees here in Ocala, and there's weather.com showing it partly cloudy. I can assure you that is not the case, ladies and gentlemen. However, in looking at the weather radar, it looks like we may be done with this. So let's hope so. As right now, and looking at the weather radar, it looks like we have a band of showers moving through the area, but once they go through, it should be dry behind that, and let's hope that that continues. Our leader now working lap number 9 of a scheduled 24, so Ludi with working lap 9 of 24, sponsored by PSLkarting.com. Our DD2 final is rolling out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just trying to shake off the water, so to speak. We were starting to have a debate here in the broadcast booth if the DD2 Masters drivers were just going to decide to let this one slide by, but I see Alan Rudolph making his way into the grid area now, and several of the other DD2 Masters drivers also. So they're going to brave the conditions, and I'm going to hope that I'm right, that this rain is going to roll through the area, and then we're going to be clear. Oh, but no, it's actually not going to be quite that simple. It's sliding from the southwest up through the northeast, and depending on how much north it gets in it, we're either going to be in clear skies or we're going to continue this drizzle. So let's hope for a eastward movement on this front that's pushing through, and if we get that, we should have some pretty nice conditions by the end of the day. Leave them with your best, I've always been told, and I'd love to see some bright, sunshiny conditions for the afternoon in our daily and championship podium presentations. Drivers, let me remind you, please, that if you are in the championship top 3, that we will be doing a champagne spray. Again, if you are in the championship top 3, we will be doing a champagne spray, theoretically, of course, depending on weather conditions, at the championship podium, and you need to be ready for that. And as I say that, the rain comes back in earnest here at Ocala Grand Prix. If you're watching online, you can see we now have a severe deluge, and in watching the weather radar, I think I can see what that is. The good news is that if that track of the front continues, we should have this cleared out pretty quick. Keeping fingers crossed. Speaking of keeping fingers crossed, let's see how Kevin Luty's doing. He continues to lead this thing. Fritz Leisman trying to reel him in. The gap now is 3.5 seconds, so Luty is slowly making his way away at the front. DeLeo now has made his way up into third. Marco DeLeo had a problem and started in the back, starting near the back after the start. He and Casendarua making their way up through the field now as DeLeo runs third. Casendarua fourth. Scott Speed down to fifth. And then Colin Daly Jr. has gotten by Alessandro Bizotto for that sixth spot. Working lap number 16 of a scheduled 24. Working 16 of 24. Laps winding down here in our PSL Karting sponsored DD2 final. The final for DD2 in 2013. No, I've been saying that a lot longer than you have. 15 years. Carl Rickard and I talking about it. Who's been saying final longer? Finally. Somebody just pulled off the racetrack. Was that Colin Daly? I think it was Colin Daly Jr. pulling in. He's had his fill of the fun. So, a very relieved, I am certain, Kevin Ludy has seen the white flag and is making his way toward a race win. I believe his second, if my memory serves me correctly. Yes, his second race win here at the Florida Winter Tour. The Swiss DD2 specialist, Kevin Ludy, is your winner. The West Coaster left Coaster Leisman coming home second. Marco DeLeo, a solid run into the third spot, and he was catching Leisman there at the end. Cassandra Rua, the Belgian specialist, I'm sure not happy with finishing off the podium here. Scott Speed, again, solid. Got to give Scott credit, not being in the car for so many years and then jumping in and doing a pretty good job here this weekend. Alessandro Bizzotto, 6th, and then Colin Daly pulling off with just a few laps to go. So congratulations, Kevin Ludy is your winner. The final for DD2 in 2013, sponsored by PSL Karting. All right, coming up next, sponsored by our friends at PSL Karting. Check them out online at pslkarting.com. They've been with us since the very beginning, and they're with us again here as our sponsor in DD2. The premier category of competition in Rotax Max, the fastest cars here this weekend. Multiple world championships represented in the competition. Hey, just added up to one of the highest levels in the world. Coming home third today after a super run through a very trying day. Marco DeLeo is third in DD2. Wow, that's a lot of people behind us here. All right, this guy's the champion of the left coast. He comes back to the Florida Winter Tour where he's honestly struggled a little bit, but hey, when you're doing as many races and jumping across the continent like this guy, no surprises, and occasionally stumbles. But hey, a good solid run here today, comes home second. Fritz Leisman is second today. Left Coast champion right there, ladies and gentlemen, in DD2 competition. This guy's got a solid run through the Florida Winter Tour, another win for him. He's got to make his folks back home in Switzerland very happy. Kevin Ludy is your winner in Ocala. Kevin, come on up. Kevin, I know a strong effort and a truly worldwide effort to get you here. You got to be happy with the results here in Ocala today.
For today, for sure, it was a good race. I really loved the rain conditions, so it was a perfect race. Yesterday, I was quite unlucky with losing the nose almost in the second position, so could be changing a little bit for the championship. But yeah, you have to get up every race and be prepared.
You do indeed, and there's a lot of people here helping you. Tell us who's helping you get to the top of the podium today.
Yeah, I would thank my mechanic, Nick, and my boss for this weekend, Gax, and also a big thanks to KMS North America and the Spirit Carding AG and all the people that sponsored me.
Congratulations, young man. Your winner again today at the Florida Winter Tour, Kevin Ludy, makes the long trip from the continent over to the US of A and takes home the win in DD2. So we'll go ahead and move forward. Again, sponsored by our friends at PSLkarting.com. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 2 transfer spots to the Rotax World Finals in this. So first and second will both take a transfer spot to the World Finals. Coming home in the 3rd spot, an up and down year for him at the Florida Winter Tour. They had engine problems, they had technical issues, but he has a solid result overall and comes home 3rd. The 404 is Kasen Derua. Kasen Derua in 3rd spot. Kasen, congratulations, young man. Thank you very much. First off, thank you for making your way in. Oh, okay, goodbye, Kasen. Have a nice day. Kasen has a plane to catch. Coming home second, a good solid run for this young man. Always a threat all over the North American continent and the world. Marco DeLeo is second today here in DD2 Championship. Marco, congratulations, buddy. Let me talk to you for a moment. First off, Marco, a solid run coming in DD2. How much time did you have in the car before coming to the Winter Tour? I'm not sure how much DD2 you do.
Not much at all. We did one race maybe 2 years ago when they first introduced the DD2 kart. It's something that I really just kind of put on the back burner and focused on the senior Rotax class. But you know what? It is really fun to come out here and drive the DD2. It's a lot of fun to drive, and when you're racing against drivers like Ben and Zen, it's always a lot of fun. And I had a good time, and I'm looking forward to continuing to race DD2 when we return to the Canadian Championship and doing a good showing at the World Finals this year in USA.
Of course, in fact, because he is the first recipient in 2013 of a transfer spot to the World Finals. So congratulations, Marco DeLeo, second in the championship, ladies and gentlemen, second in the championship. Well, 2-time now Florida Winter Tour champion. He did it in senior. He does it again in DD2. 3-time world champion in those categories as well. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Ben Cooper, your champion here at the Florida Winter Tour. Ben Cooper. First off, champ, I always call either reigning or former Florida Winter Tour champions champ. Congratulations, a solid run for you and the team.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a good year. Luckily enough, we sold the championship yesterday and we have a relaxing day helping out the team, and it seemed to have worked with us putting off some good results. I think Birrell today have pulled off 4 wins out of the 6 categories, so great win, out of the 7, sorry, yeah. So great wins for Birrell today, and Ludy and Kevin Ludy in my DD2 category pulled off the win, and yeah, so it was good and good year, and hopefully come back and do it again next year.
We're looking forward to seeing you in New Orleans, where he's going to go for an unprecedented run. What do you think, Ben? It's going to happen?
I don't know. I think me and Cristiano, my former teammate, are battling out for the most wins in the Rotax World Finals. So he's pushing me along. I'm sure I'm pushing him along for the World Final ticket and winning again. Another great reason to go to New Orleans in November. Congratulations, champ. Good to see you back here with us. And he is your winner again. Robert Gumpenberger has the transfer spots for the World Finals. We also have, of course, beads for the Grand Finals ticket holders. Nothing better than beads in New Orleans, ladies and gentlemen.
ticket to the Grand Finals going as well. Again, Ben Cooper is your champion. Marco DeLeo in the second spot, and Cassandra Rua coming home third in our championship. And again, thank you to Robert Gumpenberger and our friends at Rotax BRP for providing the transfer spots into the World Finals here at FWT. Now, if you're sitting down in front of these guys, I think you might want to rethink that because they're getting ready to do a champagne spray. Hey, we can move that stuff out of there. Hey, Ben, I would suggest you move that out of there unless you guys have a plan. So I'm going over here because, remember, I have 6 more races